good opportunity to break through. A couple of half chances, but still very early on in the game.
The ball just sails out, and another goal kick for McDaniel. Has barely been challenged, but so is the opposing keeper. Oh, just an errant pass there, uncharacteristic of the back line, the midfield. And sometimes these are opportunities that you have to avoid giving the other team. They can definitely capitalize from those miscues.
Yeah, just a little lapse in concentration there, but
a cross is met well by Barker. Filipinas immediately fall back. You see a lot of blue shirts inside the area. Should be able to turn. Still Myanmar. And finally some good defending from Bonta. Although there is a signal from our first referee. Well, let's catch the replay once again. Haley Long does a great job inside. Also a close one for Haley Long. That challenge, quite physical. Very fortunate not to have merited a penalty for the opposing side.
I was just thinking the same. Always risky going to ground in that position, but executed that perfectly. Connection with the ball. Able to recover it in the box before it went out for a penalty and then clear out to the touch line. Just as we have a bit of a lull in the game here. As both teams settling in, looking for possession through the mid.
And Myanmar, owing to the fact that they seem to control possession right now, they can be a bit more patient in creating their chances. As we see, sending it to the back first and now getting most of the teammates involved. And now they go to the long one once again. But that was an obvious call, and you can sense the frustration from her. But the flag will definitely be up that time around. Got a little too excited. Bonta to Agishvik. Now there is space for the Philippines to operate. Passion. Played in the Olympic qualifiers, the first round. Made a great name for herself. And now part of the seniors national team once again for SEA Games. Bonta, a long one to the onrushing Harrison, but that is deflected. Well, looks like it just went out. Too much power from the ball.
Still nonetheless the right idea. Flat out wide, look for that space, create the overlap run. Just need to see a bit more of that.
Mai Zinwei, the goalkeeper for Myanmar. Again, both shot stoppers barely making contact with the ball so far in the first half. Most of the action, end-to-end action, but neither side really getting a legitimate shot on goal. We did see some from the Philippines, although that time around Castañeda, fortunately couldn't control.
A little heavy on the first touch there. Error from the goalkeeper created the opportunity. As we see a stop in play here.
It looks like the ball will go back to the Philippines. And McDaniel going out of the box, trying to involve herself a bit more in the proceedings. Bonta, Harrison threads that needle for Bolden. Cleared out by Myanmar, stays with the Philippines. It is recovered well. Long. Now everyone has come up. Someone's down from the Philippines, and that will be a set piece from an interesting spot just right of center. Kinley Quesada earning them that chance. So it looks like Anika Castañeda will take this. No Tane Anis in the SEA Games roster for this particular group, so lots of pressure as well, you can say, for Pasion, for Castañeda to also perform well given that role, and is the longtime captain of the national team. 5 ladies from Myanmar making up that wall. Signal is blown.
Just wide. Filipinas calling for a corner there. Looks like straight through the wall. Hard to see from the angle we've got here, but well taken.
It did evade that 5-woman wall, although yes, it just went to the left. Still made the goalkeeper work. Oh, this is going to be a dangerous pass back. Have to be careful. They execute it properly. Looks like Castañeda wins possession back for the Philippines.
We see again Myanmar trying to take them on a quick break. So from the restart, attacking very quickly, trying to catch the Filipinas napping there at the back, but dealt with effectively again.
38 minutes into the first half. Still 0-0 between the Philippines and Myanmar. The bronze medal match from last year. And now, of course, the Philippines trying to change the color of their medal. Haley Long saying that the only acceptable medals will be either a gold or a bronze, which I believe makes perfect sense. You don't want to lose your last game in the tournament. That's the logic behind Haley Long's sentiments. Either you win the gold medal match or the bronze medal match instead of settling for silver. Meanwhile, a challenge from the back as Quesada is called for that one.
Yep, just to slow it down, that's a little technical.
Just about 5 or 6 more minutes before the halftime break. Plus added that goes straight into the midst of McDaniel. Fumbled a little bit, but she recollects.
Yeah, coming off her line early. Imposing figure there in the box.
Absolutely. Philippines doing a great job of weathering Myanmar's early incursions. They go to the long one, this one for Friles. And they will just let that ball sail out. Yes, they do. Friles unable to get there on time. But what has the Philippines done well in the last, say, 5 to 10 minutes, as they have, of course, countered or slowed down Myanmar, at least from what we saw in the first 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, important in games like this, early stages of a group stage, in the conditions you're playing in, to be able to control the tempo, right? Be able to play fast when you have to or slow it down when you need to. Just need to hold possession a little bit more, I would say, in the early half here to be able to do that more effectively, right? Control the pace of the game. Hard to do when you don't have possession.
Good one-on-one stop there by Haley Long. Also wins possession back for the Filipinas. But once again, Friles will be beaten on that occasion, the foot race. Filipinas a bit tentative with their offense so far. And that's credit to Myanmar, of course, dictating the tempo early on. 42 minutes approaching.
How have you seen the half so far, Levi?
It's pretty much Myanmar in control possession-wise, although they have not translated that into some solid attacks. Just one corner for both. And now Bolden will try to hit the afterburners, leaves it for Quesada. Do they have the enough support here, Quesada? And that is taken well by the defense. Recycled. Here is a shot straight to the midst of Mai Zin Wei. Another legitimate attempt for the Filipinas. They're slowly trying to break the resistance. And it starts with sequences like this. Harrison with some side spin into that shot. The volley. Play goes on here. Filipinas trying to go for the counter. Deep into the left flank. And now lots of space in the middle. Quesada, will she shoot? And now they scramble Myanmar defensively. Some desperate defending for Myanmar. Fortunately for them, no shots taken for the Philippines. Just a recovery at the last moment, Anthony.
It's just numbers around the ball, being able to block that shot. But good back-to-back plays from the Philippines as they're coming into the attack here very late in the first.
This is the kind of killer instinct fans are expecting from the Filipinas. 43 minutes in. Myanmar, they've settled first, one may argue, and then the Philippines are right there, matching that intensity and now getting to their spots as well. A corner here. It's going to be Sara Egeshvik to deliver. She has someone to her right. Will this be taken short or straight into the box? We're about to find out. Signal is blown. Good aerial once again. The elevation, it's poked loose. And cleared by Myanmar. Still going to be Philippines' possession. But a good denial on the initial try. Barker. Play continues here for the Filipinas as we approach the final minute or so. The first half plus added. Still a scramble inside the box. The volley goes into the midst once again of Mai Zin Nui.
Yeah, Frilla's on the left. Not quite making a clean connection, but creating that scramble in the box from the throw-in. So the third attack in the matter of minutes here in deep in the second half, putting Myanmar under some pressure here defensively.
And you get a perception that it will only be a matter of time before this defense opens up and before the Filipinas are able to see those cracks and take advantage of them. We're about to find out as to how much added time there will be. Have not seen that many stoppages throughout the first half. And again, naturally, because the players will be a little bit more exhausted as the game progresses, the midfield will just open, and it's really up to the players to take advantage of the situation. Myanmar will recycle. We've seen that ball from the left side of Myanmar.
Yeah, it looks like now they're just playing out time.
Well, They will be satisfied not to concede a goal, to say the least. The last time these two teams met, it was 2-1. And that one met by McDaniel. It is still level here. So last year, Myanmar had the opening goal. It was a Win Thingy Tun. And then 2 late goals from the Philippines in a 4-minute span that gave them the bronze medal. A come from behind victory that gave them the 3rd place in the 31st Southeast Asian Games in Hanoi, Vietnam. Long scrambles for possession. It will stay with the Filipinas. Looks like there will be still time for one more sequence here. And they know it. There is some urgency. Bonta to Harrison. Quesada. Goes to the back. Egishvik, there is space. Now Long has come up. They go to the right. Barker. Lost possession, lost control. Oh, and another yellow card. Looks like Barker has been booked. So now Bonta and Barker. Defenders have to be a bit more cautious here, to say the least. Although you still have the likes of Malaya Cesar, Maya Alcantara, and Eva Madarang substitutes for this match. And that is the halftime whistle. Interesting first half, to say the least, for the Philippines and Myanmar. Lots of action from end to end. No legitimate shots for either side, except for a few. Anthony, your initial comments on the first half?
Yeah, the game started off obviously with a high tempo, right? We saw Myanmar attacking very early, lots of counter-attack flow on both teams up and down the ground. A couple of early chances, I thought, from Myanmar crossing over to the back post from right to left, seeing the Philippines giving them a little bit of space on that back post. But as the team settled, as Philippines settled in, controlled the tempo a little better through the halfway point of that first half, as then Myanmar regained a bit more momentum just with their passing, a little bit cleaner, I thought, in that first half versus our girls. But nonetheless, we had a couple of chances, couple of corners coming in, that set play, also opportunity with the free kick just outside the box. Overall, I think fairly well balanced. Myanmar may be holding a little bit more on the possession count, but nonetheless, neither team really challenged. Overall, I think we'd be happy with the first half. Just test them out, settle in, get the girls getting a feel for the conditions. We have obviously a lot of talent sitting on the bench as well. As the game progresses, the conditions are certainly hot, sitting at around 31, 32 degrees, high humidity. So it really will test the stamina of both teams for sure as we see the second half unfold. Looking forward to what the action is. Levi.
Right, there you are in the second half action between the Filipinas and Myanmar. When we return, this is the 32nd Southeast Asian Games in